50%. Chapter 201 Looking for Opals. The appearance of the opal is already a miracle for Shen Yi, but people never imagined that the opal is still in the Shengyao Empire, which seems to have become backward. For Shen Yi, on the contrary, he picked up the treasure, and he became more and more curious about what was it that allowed the Holy Glory Empire to discover the opal. A very clear thing is that Shengyao Empire probably knew about the opal earlier than Shen Yi, so Shengyao's role must be a little bit clearer. But opals are indeed rare, but it is not only one, but multiple. According to Shen Yi's understanding, if a person has almost all opals, then he is invincible. This news was inevitably heart-wrenching for Shen Yi for a long time. It happened that when Shen Yi heard about the opal, he happened to see that the opal also existed in the Shengyao Empire, which made him even more surprised. Small empires also have opals. 99. This sentence he wants to ask himself and answer himself. There are still many things about opal that need to be solved one by one. Only after getting all the answers can he know whether the opal should be used or not. Then, he returned to the experiment cabin. From the moment he heard that Shen Yi didn't say hello and returned to the experimental cabin in a hurry, Shengyao was relieved. As long as Shen Yi was not there, then the monarch of Shengyao Empire would be better off day by day. There will be intentions to slowly develop Shengyao Empire. This time, he went back to the experimental cabin with a mission. At the same time, he went back because he was more and more curious about what this opal was. How could people who basically own it be directly invincible? Such a powerful opal can let people go crazy. He was thinking, and turned on the computer at the same time, wanting to explore to the end. He also wanted to see if there were people in interstellar space who had actually seen opals, but there were very few, which further explained the rarity of opals. Perhaps it is precisely because the power of the opal is too powerful that it will bury itself so deeply that the world cannot find it. Shen Yi found a picture of the opal. Although it is blurry, it is not bad. Barely able to see. It was a stone that resembled a cat's eye and was only the size of a fist. Looking at these materials, Shen Yi became more curious and convinced that he needed an opal, but unfortunately only knowing that it was in the Holy Glory Empire and only one piece was not enough, Shen Yi needed more opals. It happened that Shen Ling came back when Shen Yi was racking his brains and couldn't think of any way to do it, but Shen Yi didn't notice him. He was still concentrating on searching for information, but no matter how much information he read, the whereabouts of the opal stone was a mystery. Puzzle. Perhaps Shen Ling also noticed it. He didn't say much, and put his eyes in front of the computer screen, not knowing how serious Shen Yi was. Shen Ling had been standing behind him for a long time. Still haven't noticed the slightest bit. 0. Katakana middle dot flowers katakana middle dot. Although Shen Yi switches the web page almost every 20 seconds, Shen Ling is artificial intelligence after all. He can use these analysis to figure out what Shen Yi really needs, and after he understands everything clearly, he leaves. What Shen Yi almost needs is the address and whereabouts of the opal, but Shen Ling's computer has the most advanced information and can find a lot of things. He also followed a series of investigations, and finally found the answer. The address is clearly displayed on the computer, but it does not indicate which country it is, but it is also a good thing to be able to explore the place where the opal is located. But Shen Yi on the other side still didn't find any whereabouts. Just when he was about to give up, Shen Ling suddenly stepped forward. Perhaps there is also an opal in the Yaoxing Empire. Shen Yi turned around and saw Shen Ling holding a computer looking at him. He had found it, so he told Shen Yi everything at the end, which could be analyzed based on the geographical location of. Afterwards, Shen Yi did not dare to delay, and directly posted a notice on the public screen chat of Interstellar Space Wars, willing to spend a lot of money to understand the location of the Yaoxing Empire warships. As soon as the news came out, due to the huge amount of gold, many people began to send Shen Yi to Shen Yi. Yi sent a message, and soon he was flooded with news, but this is not a bad thing. 51%. Chapter 202. In fact, after distributing the news, Shen Yi didn't care about what would happen. He just thought that maybe no one would know where the Yaoxing Empire's warships were. Maybe such a question would be a fantasy, but even though in this way, Shen Yi couldn't help but want to give it a try. This is a rare opportunity. Shen Yi's travel time in space is not too short. It can be said that the space capsule has shuttled in almost every corner of space, but for the opal, if it is not because such existence was found in the warehouse of Shengyao Empire, it is estimated that Shen Yi, Ju San Qi, Yi still doesn't know the existence of opal. So after sending the news, I realized that it was too late, and then I left the experimental cabin and went to the rest cabin. After entering the rest cabin, He was about to enter a dormant state, but only then did he realize that there seemed to be some trivial things around him that needed to be completed by himself, and then he immediately got up from the rest cabin and flew to the experimental cabin. There are large and small parts in the experimental chamber. Yes, he has to study his new weapon again. However, this time the weapon is more like a sugar-coated cannonball. The design concept of such a weapon is to let the enemy relax slowly while being vigilant, and slowly bomb him when he is relaxed. It's so casual, but this method is indeed used in space and Star Wars. Time is very practical, at least it can make Shen Yi continue to be strong. Shen Yi didn't seem to dare to delay for a moment, and immediately sat in a corner of the experimental cabin, and began to take out the large and small parts of the ornaments, and put them together in bits and pieces. It is already late at night, although space has no time, it is still, but according to the estimated calculation of the deliberation, it should indeed be resting. He first took out an operating gun, and after 2 sizzles, he created a shell, but the most important thing is his interior, but from the shell, it looks very delicate and makes people feel that there is no need to be very hard. However, it was the real bombing inside. After a horizontal line was drawn, Yi set a time, about 5 seconds. At that time, the enemy would relax their vigilance, and then began to place a series of explosives. These mixed explosives are stronger and more powerful enough to threaten the surrounding environment. About halfway through the interior, Sheng Yi was really sleepy and a little dazzled. If the operation of such heavy industry continued to work without being awake, it would probably lead to a catastrophe. Went to bed, waiting for the announcement on the public screen chat interface today. The next day, he woke up early and ate a few bites of breakfast. After breakfast, he ran to the computer impatiently and wanted to explore, but he happened to see himself posted on the public screen yesterday. The news on the website has actually become a huge hot spot. When he clicked on the news he sent yesterday, he found that many people reported him a lot of news, and each person reported a different address, and some people even tore them up in person because of the different addresses. If Shen Yi was to solve it by himself, it would be very troublesome and time-consuming, and then Shen Yi arranged for Shen Ling to investigate. Helpless, although Shen Ling is an artificial intelligence, it will be troublesome to screen them out one by one, so he still needs a little time, but it is better than Shen Yi. If Shen Yi goes to investigate one by one, there will be no one after half a year. I can't investigate it at all. After all, there are too many people commenting below, and people are dazzled just by looking at it. In fact, Shen Ling's main purpose is not to screen, but to distinguish between true and false. After all, Shen Yi doesn't have much time to go to 3.6 one by one to observe what the problem is, whether it is right or not, and he doesn't have that much time to set out exploration, and then Shen Ling had a definite reason to find a comment that pressed the bottom of the box, and that one was the real one. It happened that Shen Yi's heavy weapons were also ready, and they set off at that time. Sure enough, they found a warship being repaired at the place mentioned by the netizen. They were sure that it was the warship of the Yaoxing Empire. Occupying his own powerful resources, Shen Yi went straight up to ask them for opals without saying a word. 51%. Chapter 203 The Whereabouts of the Opal. After the Yaoxing Empire had been completely defeated by Shen Yi, there was naturally no way out. The only way to be blind is to answer all of Shen Yi's questions with absolute seriousness and responsibility. After all, if Shen Yi gets angry, it is indeed not something that ordinary people can fight, so they surrendered immediately. Things have developed to this point. Shen Yi approached the 2 messengers of the Yaoxing Empire, and the tone was lingering. Ask you, where is the opal in the Shining Star Empire? Make it clearer. 99. Unexpectedly, this first question is enough to make people numb. What is an opal? They have no way of knowing. Even what is an opal, they don't know. How can they know the whereabouts of Opal 07? Even if he lied, he couldn't find a suitable place. That was for fear of angering Shen Yi. Compared with a battle, Shen Yi quickly regained his original physical strength, but several strong soldiers of the Yaoxing Empire already lying on the ground without popularity. The messenger looked at the bodies of the soldiers of the Yaoxing Empire and shivered involuntarily. Those messengers had never been so afraid, but Shen Yi became the first person they were so scared of. We are all small soldiers, not worth mentioning, but we can ask the monarch. The monarch, Shen Yi mentioned by these 2 messengers understood, he was in charge of the entire Shining Star Empire. The matter has come to this point. For the whereabouts of the opal, he still thinks it is better for him to be direct, otherwise everyone will live in honorifics, and no one can afford the wasted time. Shen Yi also raised his vigilance and found that these two messengers every move he does not want to play tricks. May they really obey my feet. While the two envoys were still waiting for Shen Yi's release, Shen Yi glanced at them coldly, and then said, "No, you can't afford to waste your life with this time, so let's take your Shining Star Empire directly. The monarch called over and I will talk to him in person." This embarrassed the two envoys, and asked the monarch to come over and talk to Shen Yi about a stone. They were all dead, and they didn't even have a chance to live, but they really didn't dare to delay, so they compromised. He went to the palace and told the monarch about the ins and outs of the matter. Unexpectedly, the monarch was not angry, but went to see Shen Yi in person. When he saw Shen Yi, his tone of voice was somewhat friendly. After all, as the monarch of a country, he also saw the strength of Shen Yi. If he turned against Shen Yi now, then this country could be said that he would not want to stay any longer, and even his tone of voice was respectful. "You, take out the opal." 35. Although Shen Yi's tone was not friendly, it was because he wasted too much time on the road, which made him a little uncomfortable, but he didn't mean to embarrass the monarch. "Shen Yi, opal is not in our Shining Star Empire, please don't embarrass me again." "Not really is not, I have never lied." It was because of the sophistry of the monarch that Shen Yi couldn't believe what the monarch said. He looked at the monarch with disbelief on his face, and he did not want to continue entanglement with the monarch. The monarch is also more afraid that things will get bigger and bigger, but it will affect the interests of the Yaoxing Empire, and even more serious will persecute the people. He is not willing to let the people suffer the sins they should not bear, but he also finds that Shen Yi is not capable of himself. If it is provoked, he can't hide. At the critical moment when the country is in dire straits, he, the monarch of a country, cannot back down, but he does not dare not yield to Shen Yi, so he can only explain again weakly, "The Yaoxing Empire will not take away the cat's eye. So although I've heard of opal, I really didn't know it's still hidden in our Shining Star Empire. Besides, Shen Yi, think about it, we can't benefit the people even if we want opal. If I want it, it's useless, so opal is really not with us." Shen Yi swung the long knife and swept the monarch's neck, which made him scared to death, and a monarch of a country immediately knelt down. "Don't you tell me. If you don't tell me, I will not only take your head, but I will also turn you upside down in the Yaoxing Empire." This made the monarch even more frightened, and he didn't even have the courage to refute, so he quickly explained, "It's true that the opal is not here, but I know the whereabouts of the opal." 51%. Chapter 205 Adventures. Shen Yi didn't believe the monarch's words at first, but felt that he was just making a big joke. Cats are so important, he would actually say that he was useless for him. In this way, Shen Yi wanted to make Yao the mood that the Star Empire turned upside down became even stronger. He waved the long knife again and aimed it at the monarch's neck. The words he said were almost all threats, not a word of kindness. The world crown time was pressing. He really couldn't say anything and was patient, and if you can show that you need to find the cat sooner, it is also the whereabouts of the cat. "Do you really know? Are you kidding me?" Shen Yi's words meant that he looked down on himself. The monarch had already provoked him just now, so how could he dare to provoke him again now? "Isn't this a sheep? Enter the tiger's mouth. How can I dare to joke with you again?" The monarch's words were humble but true. He really didn't dare to make any jokes with Shen Yi. He didn't want Shen Yi to make the 940s glory that their ancestors worked so hard to build. The Star Empire was destroyed by one hand. In this way, the monarch really has nothing. If the strongest and most powerful person said this sentence, it is still useless. After all, Shen Yi's character is well known to everyone, and his motto has already exposed Shen Yi's own character. As soon as a word is spoken, it is difficult to chase after a horse. He has always kept his promises, so it's hard not to turn this Shining Star Empire upside down. Originally, Shen Yi already had plans in this regard, but suddenly he heard the monarch say that although he didn't know the opal, he knew the cat's eye. When the stone fell, he was once again attracted. Although I don't know whether what the monarch said is true or false, but based on his strength, it is estimated that he has already intimidated him at this moment, so he still asked him this question with half a bit of guard. If the monarch lie, then Shen Yi really not only turned the Yaoxing Empire upside down, but also wanted to make this huge Yaoxing Empire become lifeless. "So, can I trust you again? You don't believe me. What I said is absolutely true, but I have conditions." Shen Yi frowned. He didn't like others making conditions for him, but unfortunately the monarch knew the whereabouts of the opal, so he had to grit his teeth and let him. He stated his conditions, but it was not difficult for Shen Yi to obey. You can do anything, but as long as you don't hurt anything about the interests and economy of the Yaoxing Empire and the ordinary people of the Yaoxing Empire, I will keep my promise and tell you everything. 35. Just relying on the monarch's righteous words, Shen Yi felt that the monarch could say these words with sincerity, so after repeated thinking, Shen Yi still wanted to make a statement. Decide. I can think again. That means that the Yaoxing Empire still has room to save. This inadvertently made the monarch even more happy, and finally managed to save a huge empire. He was impatient and wondered what Shen Yi's final decision would be. It will be a definite statement. Then I will find the whereabouts of the opal. In fact, the monarch has never been fascinated by this opal, but there will always be some reasons for him to take a step back, and this reason has indeed become a stumbling block for the monarch to not get the opal. Okay, then I'll listen to you for the time being. Mainly just from the monarch's demeanor and his tone of voice, it can be seen that perhaps there is really no opal, which is Shen Yi's inference. This country is called the Yaoxing Empire, and the monarch here is called Yaoxing. Yaoxing heard Shen Yi say this. It was incredible, it completely explained a problem, his country could be kept, and with this idea, his whole person was as spiritual. Actually, it's still a bit far away, but it's easy to find. In this vast universe, there is a black hole that keeps spreading in an endless cycle. However, there are many asteroids living next to this black hole. One asteroid has a black hole on it. Opal. This is the only one that Yaoxing knows about the whereabouts of the opal. Indeed, he did his best, and she also advised Shen Yi. But I still advise you not to go. The opal is good, but it is around the black hole. Is too dangerous, and it is not easy to approach. Just when Yaoxing breathed a sigh of relief, Shen Yi suddenly said, then you should lead the way. 51%. Chapter 206 Rewards. Hearing Shen Yi's words, Yaoxing couldn't even close his mouth. He never thought that Shen Yi would actually let him lead him. The person is Shen Yi. Yaoxing originally thought that as long as he told Shen Yi about the whereabouts of the opal, Shen Yi would let him go, but he didn't expect to let him do something that would cost him his life. At the same time, in such a place, I dare not go. Yaoxing would rather blame himself for being timid, and he is not willing to give his life to go to such a dangerous black hole, but unfortunately he did not dare to refuse Shen Yi. In the end, he had to find a reason to delay time. It is impossible to prevaricate the past. Okay, then how about we delay it for another 2 days? That's the easiest time to get the opal. It turned out that Shen Yi not only had some tricks, but was also very vigilant. Before Yaoxing could catch his breath, he directly asked Yaoxing, how did you know? Shouldn't there be any more tricks? I tell you, you will come with 1,000 soldiers to come with me for an interstellar game. I'm not afraid of war. But Yaoxing didn't dare. After all, he couldn't beat it. There is also a reason that the long-term interstellar war may break the original order of the universe. Shen Yi will have nothing to lose by then, but their Yaoxing Empire is already unknown, so how dare he dare? It's such a waste of time. What tricks can I use? Haven't you beaten several good soldiers of our Yaoxing Empire into several corpses? How could I continue to lie to you? And it's not surprising that I know. Shen Yi didn't understand, and with one look, he motioned Yaoxing to continue talking. At the same time, he was also very curious and wished to know more about this opal. Sorry, there are always a few people in the countries around me who will be tempted by the opal and look for it regardless of the danger, so when someone finds it, the whereabouts of the basic opal will also be known by us, several neighboring countries. There are black holes, so you dare not. Yes, we all know where the exact location is, but blindly sending people there is nothing more than a loss of life. It's too dangerous, so we dare to go there. Shen Yi hooked his lips and smiled. He became more and more curious about what this opal was. To make so many people tremble, he knew the opal and its appearance, but this time, it really understood a thorough. So, Shen Yi, why don't we go back in 2 days? Out of trust, Shen Yi also felt that Yaoxing would not play any tricks on himself again, and then nodded his head to indicate that there was no problem. He had seen Shen Yi agree to his request, but Yaoxing was very happy. As long as he delayed the time, Shen Yi would probably give up in the near future. After all, he would talk more about the disadvantages of opal in front of Shen Yi, but he didn't understand Shen Yi's use and usage of opal, and he knew everything about it. For flowers. Then these few days, after you have a good rest for 2 days, I will definitely come to you. Shen Yi also felt that Yaoxing would not joke about such a big thing. After all, if Yaoxing really lied to him now, shouldn't Yaoxing know the end best? Since he knew the end, he naturally didn't dare to get angry with Shenyi. After all, this was also the last chance. As long as he lied to him, maybe he would be fine. Point 0. But things are not so simple. Shenyi still doubted what Yaoxing said, but it was just superficial trust. When he looked at Yaoxing with a relieved look, and then left in the direction of Yaoxing Empire, his expression was immediately wrong. But he didn't say anything. On the second day, Yaoxing arrived as expected and found Shenyi. He frowned and told Shenyi with a worried look, "I can't go there by myself. It's very dangerous, and he won't take his life for a joke." Yes, Yaoxing had already anticipated that it would not be a solution if things continued like this, so he directly confessed to Shenyi after the next day. At this moment, Shenling came forward to check again, but found that what Yaoxing said was indeed correct, because it was around the black hole, so it was really hard to find. But Shenyi kept his hand. He posted a message on the public screen. Whoever goes to find the opal will be rewarded. 1. 52%. Chapter 207. More and more people are coming. As soon as this news came out, it really became a hot spot in the entire universe. It was like a bomb, and it exploded. No one knew about it, and no one knew it. However, the gold content is too high, and there will always be people who use the reward given by Shenyi to measure the value of the opal. Not only these people, but Shenling admires Shenyi. Although he is an artificial intelligence, he can still see it. As for Yaoxing, Shenyi did not embarrass him. After all, he also truthfully told Shenyi the location of the opal, and the location was also very accurate, so he couldn't find it. Is there any other reason to let Yaoxing lead the way? In short, Shenyi is not very willing to embarrass the stars, but this news was put on the public screen of the universe. Anyone who has never been close to a black hole but signed up because they have a lot of courage can be said to be very actively sign up. Shenling, how is the outside world? In space, the most important thing to pay attention to is the voice of the outside world. Maybe all your sources of information come from outer space, but Shenling's news happens to be very well informed. The response from the outside world has been very great. It can be said that it has become a hot topic in outer space recently, but they are very concerned that if they take the opal, is there anything else besides the reward? This is also the most curious, and I want you to answer. Shenyi didn't seem to want to cover up everything. On the contrary, he was more open-minded and willing to share with everyone how he arranged it. He curled his lips into a smile, and then snorted coldly, "What do they want?" After a long while, Shenyi stopped Shenling again, and reminded again, "Tell them what I just said, intact, and you can go to other matters. I recently had to deal with the opal stone. It's a little underwhelming. Shenyi has been really tired recently. It can be said that the overtime work for the opal stone has even completely exceeded the expected schedule. The working hours are already very long, and Shenyi has shortened his rest time. It was really not able to squeeze out any rest time before he was satisfied to continue working." He thought that the response was very good anyway. If someone really had the courage to look for the opal, he could also sleep well. After Shenyi tossed for so long, the good response was indeed worthy of his own efforts. Behind this, he gave everything, and almost the whole person had to give his life. He had to let Yaoxing know about this. He was very pleasantly surprised when he found out. Don't worry anymore. Don't worry anymore that Shenyi will force himself to look for the opal. This is finally the end of the matter. But this is only for Yaoxing. For Shenyi, there are too many unknown things. This time, he had to be more ruthless to himself, but because he worked overtime all night, he couldn't find time to inquire about the outside world. Even these situations came from Shenling. Shenling told Shenyi, "Those wouldn't people just run away overnight because the price you offered was too low." In fact, Shenyi has also thought about this problem, but now there is a shortage of funds on hand. However, according to Shenling's statistics, there are not many people joining in. Besides, these daring people don't know if they will take the opal after they find it. Go for it. After all, the entire Interstellar people probably know zero. How important is an opal? Is it something that the Interstellar nation wants to have urgently? They can also sell it at a high price. The price of this opal is expensive, and it is very unfortunate that the price given by Shenyi is very high, but also very expensive. It is exciting, and at the same time, it also allows people from various countries to dare to explore and not afraid of death to join. But the price of opal is directly 3.6 higher than the price given by Shenyi, so it is difficult not to be attracted by this opal, and the hidden danger of this problem is also the most serious. Shen Yi still told Shen Ling to wait. After all, now it has not been implemented yet. You can temporarily take a step by step and see it step by step. The next day, Shen Yi uploaded it on the platform, threatening that whoever found the opal would pay him 3 times the price of the opal. Once this statement was released, it caused another wave of surging, and more people joined. Among them, just because the conditions offered by Shen Yi are too tempting. 52%. Chapter 208 Arrest. The more the news spreads, the more people actively join, but the premise is to form a team and submit everyone's capital resume. As long as they have experience, they are all priority. The time is shortened, so that you can reach the opal faster. On the other hand, it is for everyone's safety. If you are a novice with no experience at all, you can avoid talking about it, but the minimum requirement is that you have participated in 3 or 4 Star Wars as usual, can be grouped together. These people also understand that Shen Yi's meaning is also very simple, that is, if you have strength, then form a troop with several other powerful people, and then choose the most powerful troop, so that you can win the battle together. Get the cat's eye. 07. As soon as this matter came out, everyone was forming troops. As long as there was a slight gap, more and more people were eliminated, and the remaining troops became fewer and fewer. Only at the end is the king, but Shen Yi has been really busy recently, so he had to let Shen Ling take a look, and also arranged for Shen Ling to look at Yaoxing. Shen Ling, you go look at Yaoxing, if he has tell me immediately about any inexplicable behavior, and I'll have to see what tricks he's up to. Shen Ling obeyed immediately. He knew the importance of Yaoxing to Shen Yi, and was the first to see him, but fortunately, he was only so sleepy that he fell asleep, and did not do anything incomprehensible. After completing this task, he went to check the information of those troops, which only had more than 20 points. After all, there were too many people who were eliminated, and the number had reached an astonishing number. Even Shen Ling, an artificial intelligence, was surprised. He devoted himself to reviewing each piece of information, but before it was so fast, he chose which troop was the best province, and once rearranged a test and arranged different tasks for the more than 20 troops. Here we have to learn from them. Pick the 5 fastest teams. After the 5 teams entered the competition, there was another test, which was to simulate the moment when they approached the black hole in interstellar space, and only one team could win. After that team won, Shen Yi met them in person. Congratulations on completing my test for you. I will arrange for my subordinates to get the deposit for you later, and I hope you can set off on time after getting the deposit, and don't disappoint my hopes for you. The deposit alone is far more than the price of the opal. Who cares about the opal? Their purpose is just to get the opal, and then get the money. The task this time is arduous, and they must have strong willpower. During this period, Shen Yi continued to encourage them, so that they would not have repressed emotions, as long as they believed, they would definitely succeed. After they got the deposit, they went to the distant planet, the planet close to the black hole. Although Charlotte's affairs were half over when he went to find the cat's eye, the deliberation still did not stop. He still had a lot of things to do, so he had to complete these things one by one. Shen Ling is his right-hand man. Often Shen Ling goes to see Yaoxing. This time Shen Yi finally took the time to see Yaoxing in person. Yi is the enemy, but only Yaoxing. Although Yaoxing was often the enemy of Shen Yi, he was also a clever person who knew what it meant to act by chance. When he saw Shen Yi coming in person, he immediately gave in. After all, he was in Shen Yi's dungeon now, and he didn't dare to do anything too rash. If he did, he would probably lose 940's life. Shen Yi, when did you let me go? Shen Yi squatted down, looking straight for a new look, very dismissive. When the good days are over, you should eat the hardships of this dungeon. I won't let you go for a while. Yaoxing he had no choice but to grit his teeth. He didn't understand why, and then he went to ask Shen Yi regardless of the safety of his life. Why, I already told you the whereabouts of the opal, can't I just go looking for it? Shen Yi didn't reply, and then left. After returning to the laboratory, Shen Yi told Shen Er to ask him to surround Yaoxing as soon as possible. According to Yaoxing's thoughts, he probably wouldn't let it go. If Yaoxing is wrong, it can still be investigated. After confirming that the opal is found, Yaoxing will be released. 52%. Chapter 209 Effective Measures. Looking at Shen Yi's anxious look, Shen Ling knew that this was a difficult matter, and there was no suitable person to do it. Let me do this thing, I can definitely do it well. As an artificial intelligence, Shen Ling thinks that he can help Shen Yi share the current troubles, and he should not be allowed to do so. Shen Yi thought that Shen Ling could come up with some good solutions, but he didn't expect to let him take the risk himself. Shenling had been with him for so long, Shenyi could not let him take the risk alone. No, this thing is too dangerous, you can't do it, in case. There are so many things that humans have not done, Shenyi is afraid of what dangers artificial intelligence will encounter. Seeing that Shenyi was so worried about himself, Shenling thought that he should help him share the burden. Don't worry, I will do it well, there is no suitable candidate besides me. Shenling knew that only he could do this. He sent so many people out, but none of them came back alive. Shenyi looked at Shenling like this, calmed down a little bit, and wanted to convince Shenling. If you are in any danger, what will I do next? Shenling was silent for a while, but quickly made up his mind that he had to help Shenyi to do things no matter what. I won't be in danger, you have enough strength to protect your own safety now. Seeing that Shenling seemed to have decided this matter, Shenyi couldn't change his mind no matter what. Shenling couldn't be arranged to do those things alone, Shenyi had a plan and tried to change his mind. Let's go together and find out what's going on. Shenyi thought that Shenling could not go alone, and had to go together with Shenling. Seeing the other party like this, Shenling calmed down a little, knowing that he had to convince Shenyi. Can't let Shenyi take risks with himself, and the next thing will only get more and more serious. Don't worry, I have an S-class protective cover to protect my safety, and there will be no problems. 5. If there wasn't something to protect him, how could Shenling be willing to leave Shenyi here alone? Shenyi heard Shenling say this and was worried that the S-class protective cover could not protect the spacecraft at all. After all, once the spacecraft was sucked away by the black hole, even if Shenling had a strong protective cover, it would have no effect. No matter how powerful your protective cover is, the spaceship is sucked in by the black hole, and you can't come back. Seeing Shenyi worrying about himself from start to finish, Shenling smiled, not letting his heart fluctuate too much. Don't worry, my protective cover can not only protect my safety, but also protect the spacecraft and prevent it from being trapped in a black hole. Seeing Shenling's insistent attitude, he calmed down a little bit, not letting his heart fluctuate too much. Shenyi realized that he couldn't stop Shenling, and wanted to help Shenling at this time. Thinking of these messy things, I can't calm down in my heart. Since I've decided to do this, I won't stop you anymore. You should think about what you should do next. 5. Seeing that Shenyi finally supported him and no longer resented what he had done, he finally calmed down. Backquote. Then I'll go right now. Shenling was excited to leave, but was stopped by Shenyi. Wait a minute, don't leave yet, I'll help you increase the level of the protective cover. 5. Shenling stopped for a while, calmed down as much as possible, and did not let his heart change too much. However, he also presented his protective cover in front of Shenyi. Looking at the S-class protective cover, it seemed that it was not that strong at all. Such a protective cover can protect temporarily, but not permanently. Shenling, you wait for me to strengthen the protective shield, Nuomos, and then go. Shenyi was afraid that Shenling would be in danger this time, so he urged him thousands of times. Shenling understands Shenyi's good intentions and agrees very much. Don't worry, I'll leave when you've got everything done. It has been delayed for so long, Shenling doesn't care about one day, and will help Shenyi get the opal. Only then did Shenyi feel relieved, and Shenling watched Shenyi stand there for a long time before taking some action. If you can't be stronger, don't be too strong. Even if it is powerful, strengthening the S-class protective cover is also a difficult task. 52%. Chapter 210 Not Enough Energy. Shenyi listened to Shenling's words and knew that he did not trust his own abilities. I feel that I have more than enough energy to upgrade an S-class protective cover. Prepare some materials for upgrading the protective cover, and start preparing to upgrade the protective cover. Halfway through the process, Shenyi found that the protective cover had not changed at all. It was very strange inside. Shenling next to him looked at Shenyi's anxious look, thinking that there was no need to worry too much about this matter. If you can't upgrade the level of the protective cover, don't worry too much. Shenling was just worried about Shenyi's safety and feared that Shenyi would be in danger. Your energy is not enough to boost, please stop in time. Shenyi listened to the voice in his ear, and his heart skipped a beat. Do not understand why there is not enough energy, it is a very simple thing. But now it seems that it is Shen 947 Yi who thinks about upgrading the protective cover too simply. It is already halfway through, and if it stops at this time, it will only be for nothing. Shenyi fell into a deep tangle, not letting his heart fluctuate too much. He was reluctant to spend the energy he had just spent, but he also knew that there was no point in continuing. In the end, Shenyi chose to compromise and stopped upgrading the protective cover. Looking at Shenling next to him, Shenyi knew that he did not help him. As long as you destroy some interstellar monsters as soon as possible, you can also gain energy for yourself. Shenling, don't leave in a hurry, I'll find some interstellar monsters, it will be enough soon. Shenyi thought that the energy he used would never be returned to him, but he didn't expect that he would not only return it to himself, but also return everything he needed. Seeing how Shenyi insisted on helping himself, Shenling was silent, knowing that Shenyi would not be in any danger. Okay, let me go with you. After speaking, the two got up and set off, looking for monsters everywhere. Energy can only be obtained by defeating the interstellar monsters. The place where the interstellar monsters often haunt on weekdays, there is no trace. Shenyi couldn't help but feel anxious and couldn't break through. Hearing the sound of fighting not far away, Shenyi was attracted by the sound of fighting and did not understand how far away he was. Shenling, how far is it from us? Is it too late to rush over now? The thoughtful Shenling looked at Shenyi and listened to the movement in the distance. Not far away there was the sound of fighting, as if two parts. 35. Shenyi heard the fierce battle over there, and immediately became interested, thinking that he could fight a battle. Quick, let's rush over. Shenyi and the others rushed over quickly and found that it was where several interstellar monsters were fighting for AHDG prey. Taking advantage of their inattentiveness, Shenyi instantly turned into a bolt of lightning and wiped them out. Just as Shenyi clapped his hands and was about to leave, the interstellar monsters that had been destroyed suddenly came to life. Shenling, take a look at what's going on. While arranging for Shenling to see what was going on, he tried every means to stop the interstellar monster. But no matter what method Shenyi used, there was no way to subdue those interstellar monsters. Instead, the number became more and more, and he was a little angry. It became even more crazy. It seemed that there were countless energy sources that could be used, and these interstellar monsters were destroyed one after another. Shenling quickly found out that the reason why these interstellar monsters were able to come back to life was because they were in interstellar space. The conditions for their resurrection can be met here. If they are in a closed space, they will soon be reduced. I looked around again and was shocked to see so many monsters all at once. Shenyi's frantic appearance also surprised Shenling and hurriedly opened his mouth to stop it. You don't need to spend energy to harm these monsters, they will only become stronger and more numerous, and I'm afraid it will be difficult to deal with at that time. Shenling's words drew him back all of a sudden, calmed down, looked at the black monster, and realized that he was too impulsive. How to deal with it? Shenyi believes that now that the characteristics of these interstellar monsters have been investigated, there must be a way to solve them. You draw them into the space I make, where you don't have to work too hard and they'll kill each other. 5. It is good. Because Shenyi hurt them many times, it completely attracted the attention of the monsters, and the monsters rushed towards Shenyi. It didn't take long for them to find that they were in a closed space, and there was no way to absorb the special elements in interstellar space. 53%. Chapter 211 Protective Cover Upgrade. The interstellar monsters that originally fought against Shenyi, but at this time they actually killed each other. Shenyi was very confused when he saw this scene, but he had a steady stream of energy rushing over. Shenyi is very happy about this state and doesn't need to spend much effort. Not long in the enclosed space, there were very few interstellar monsters left, and Shenyi was very happy to destroy them all without any effort. I thought I could get a lot of energy, but Shenyi only got very little. It didn't help Shenyi at all. What the hell is going on? Why are these interstellar monsters providing me with only so little energy? Only these energy sources are very different from what Shenyi expected, and I am a little disappointed. I hope that if I can get more, I can strengthen the protection barrier and let Shenling go to that planet to find opals. Shenling looked at Shenyi's lost face, and comforted him. Don't worry, there is still a big wave ahead. It sounds like the attack is very violent, as if there is something. Shenling's words brought Shenyi's confidence back and pinned his last hope on them. They don't know what kind of situation is ahead, maybe they will encounter more powerful monsters. Just for energy, get close to the planet as soon as possible to get the opal. Two people soon appeared beside the giant interstellar monster, looking at the young and helpless player holding the weak and helpless. Shenyi is determined to help them, both to gain some followers and to replenish their energy. Shenling, come on. Shenyi took out his handy weapon and eliminated some intermediate-level interstellar monsters. The Mengxin players who had just been surrounded were revealed at this time, and Shenyi in the eyes of the Mengxin players suddenly descended in front of them like a god. To save them from their misery, Mengxin players like to hug the big guy's leg the most. One of the new players took the initiative to chat with Shenyi at this time. Great God, you are so powerful, can you let me follow you? He just needs some followers, and these new players have just been satisfied. Mengxin saw that Shenyi was so refreshing, and several people agreed to follow Shenyi. The giant interstellar monster watched them ignore their existence, and became furious. The flames shot out at once, and the entire space was constantly shaking. Shenyi turned into a bolt of lightning and quickly shuttled through the interstellar space, and the giant interstellar monster was dying. Come on. Mengxin heard Shenyi's order and acted quickly subduing the giant interstellar monster. Shenyi got a lot of energy, which met his needs. Shen Ling, take a look at the energy I have now, can I upgrade the S-class protective cover? After the last mistake, Shenyi became cautious, and he could only proceed after letting Shen Ling confirm. Now you have enough energy to upgrade the shield to make it tougher. Mengxin was shocked to hear that Shenyi was going to upgrade the S-class protective cover. They had not contacted in this regard. I don't know how powerful an S-class protective cover can resist. This is the first time we have heard of this. Seeing Mengxin's faces asking for advice, Shenyi didn't know what to say for a while. After all, he didn't break through to the S-class protective cover either. The S protective shield can resist multiple damage, not only the attacks of interstellar space monsters, but also the attraction of black holes. Listening to every word Shenyi told them, Mengxin also began to fantasize about what would happen one day when they also thought that Shenyi was so powerful. Soon, Shenyi began to prepare to upgrade the protective cover, and completed this matter as soon as possible before he could get the opal. Not long after, Shenyi was ready to upgrade the protective cover. Mengxin came back to his senses at this time, and everyone wanted to take a look. God, let's see how the human S-class protective cover is upgraded. That is, we have never seen such a powerful protective cover before. Listening to Mengxin's words, Shenyi was a little irritable, and had no choice but to agree to this matter. You are here, don't move. After he finished speaking, Shenyi quickly started to upgrade the protective cover, because he had learned from the previous experience. He proceeded very quickly. Shen Ling watched the second time, and his heart was up and down, and he couldn't calm down for a long time. 53%. Chapter 212 Public Screen Display. Suddenly, there was a golden light in front of them, and everyone lost the light. Immediately afterwards, a golden S appeared on the protective cover, which looked very powerful. Shenyi was very happy when he saw that he had finally succeeded, knowing that he was getting closer and closer to getting the opal. However, as soon as I separated from Shen Ling, I felt a little upset, and I couldn't calm down for a long time. Wow, Shenyi, it must be amazing that you have an S-class shield. Looking at Mengxin's envious eyes, Shenyi's heart did not fluctuate much. I'm going back. Shenyi dropped the sentence, 947, and went offline. He was worried about letting Shen Ling take the risk to do this. Soon, an announcement appeared on the public screen, congratulating a certain player for obtaining an S-class protective cover. Many people started to talk about it. Envy who did this thing. You said, who is the great god? I want to be friends with the great god. Please come out and tell me how to do it. The public screen suddenly became a mess, and those people suddenly became envious, wanting to know who did it. Those Mengxin who follow Shenyi, seeing so many people on the public screen, care about who it is. Thought that if they announced the identity of Shenyi, the next thing would be much easier. When the fearless empire saw this situation, he was confused and wanted to know who it was. Such a powerful player, they have to draw him into their lineup no matter what. Some people in the fearless empire were very shocked after learning about this, and could not even accept it. Thinking such a good thing, they should try their best to grab it. Instead of staying in the hands of others, it can't play any role. I think we should find that person as soon as possible. Many people in the fearless empire believe that it is wisest to find the most powerful person and grab what belongs to them. The president of the fearless empire looked at so many people, eyeing such a precious thing, and even he himself couldn't wait to get it. But such a protective cover, how can they be able to seize it if they want to seize it? I understand everyone's mentality. Such a precious thing is not just grabbing, it always takes some thought. It's not that their president is afraid of this matter. Everyone in the entire guild should make concerted efforts to make one prosperous, and one to lose. In the trade union chat group, because of this incident, some people even expected to expose the identity of the other party. The newcomers don't seem to know the danger, but they think this is an opportunity to publicize, and a few people discuss it in private. If we expose Shen Yi's identity, it will attract a lot of attention and even be proud of us. After talking, everyone started to talk about it, and finally thought it could be announced. Soon, Shen Yi's name appeared on the public screen, and many people sent messages to Shen Yi like crazy. When Shen Yi went online again, I was shocked to see the private message, and many people wanted to get close to Shen Yi, thinking it was very strange. But when I saw the words of discussion on the public screen, I suddenly understood what was going on. It turned out that Mengxin, who had followed Shen Yi before, actually revealed his identity on the public screen. Shen Yi felt a little helpless, but he knew that those people did it on purpose. Thinking of this, Shen Yi could only pretend that nothing happened. As for those players who contacted Shen Yi privately, Shen Yi did not give any response. The Fearless Empire originally wanted to get this S-class protective cover, but after learning of Shen Yi's identity, there was no way to hide the desire in his heart. Decided to give Shen Yi a try anyway, maybe it could attract Shen Yi to the Fearless Empire. The Fearless Empire Guild began to discuss how to make Shen Yi close to them. Some people suggested that Shen Yi see their strength, and some people suggested that they would curry favor with Shen Yi. Everyone has different views on this matter, and even have their own ideas. The president watched the members of the 3.6 Guild hold their own opinions. For a while, he didn't know what to do, and realized the difficulty of this matter. Thinking that their rash action against Shen Yi would affect the reputation of the Fearless Empire Guild, they finally decided to propose cooperation with Shen Yi first. I understand your feelings, but for the long-term development of the entire guild, we need to discuss with Shen Yi. Soon, the guild sent a suitable person to contact Shen Yi. Seeing the stranger adding himself, Shen Yi didn't agree at all. 53%. Chapter 213 Cooperation Failure. But the other party didn't seem to give up, and kept adding Shen Yi. Seeing that the other party's will was so determined, Shen Yi had to agree, not to let his heart fluctuate too much. I came to you on behalf of the Fearless Empire, and I hope you can join us. The other party directly explained the purpose of his visit. Shen Yi was familiar with the Fearless Empire and knew the other party's demeanor. For this matter, Shen Yi is not prepared to have any relationship with the other party, and knows what the other party is like. Sorry, I'm not going to join the Fearless Empire. Shen Yi refused him without any ambiguity, leaving the other party wondering what to do for a while. But he can't let the people around him down no matter how hard he lives, and he has to convince Shen Yi as much as he can, no matter how much he pays. Tapping the keyboard, I typed out a lot of cooperation agreements and sent them over, expecting a satisfactory reply from Shen Yi. Shen Yi didn't have any interest in looking at the joint agreement, he was already strong enough. As long as he keeps growing his strength, no one will be his opponent, and he doesn't want to join the so-called guild. I'm sorry, I don't need any help in the interstellar world to complete all the tasks alone. Please tell your president, I refuse to cooperate with you. 5. The attitude of answering them was very firm. He never thought about which guild to join, and Shen Yi was most tired of guild battles. The person on the computer side didn't know how to speak, so he could only calm down and didn't say a word. He immediately contacted the chairman and told the chairman of the matter. The president knows the strength of the Fearless Empire, and Shen Yi must be clear about this matter. But now, Shen Yi was unwilling to cooperate with them, and the chairman thought they had to deal with it. If Shen Yi keeps disagreeing, we will deal with Shen Yi. It is impossible to let such a powerful person act recklessly, it will only become more and more powerful. The reason why the Fearless Empire can be known to many players is not only because of their strength, but also because of their win and attack on the players who have just started. The chairman said a lot, but the person who sent the message thought this matter was too difficult for him. President, this matter is really too difficult for me, there is no way to do it. 35. Seeing that the members were so afraid of this matter, the president felt helpless and contacted Shen Yi in person. Shen Yi was full of doubts when he saw the message Fearless Empire sent him. When he saw that the other party sent him a lot of threatening messages. If you don't agree, you can come and challenge me at any time, and I won't join you anyway. Shen Yi felt that there was no point in joining the Fearless Empire, and it was better to be free alone. When the president of the Fearless Empire saw Shen Yi's reply to him, he was very surprised and furious in his heart. Aren't you afraid that we will attack you? Don't be afraid. If you have any questions, you can come to me anytime, anywhere. After replying to the news, Shen Yi got so angry that he went offline. He knew that the reason why the Fearless Empire was looking for him was because of the S-class protective cover. Mengxin knew about this, and his heart was full of shame, knowing that they had brought a lot of trouble to Shen Yi. Many people came to greet Shen Yi, worried about his difficulties. It's okay, don't worry, there won't be any problems. After Shen Yi responded briefly, he suddenly realized that he couldn't act recklessly. So far, Shen Yi doesn't know what's going on in the Fearless Empire. Being so fearless, he really did not consider the consequences of 947. In the interstellar world, Shen Yi has yet to meet an opponent. Mengxin players were relieved to see that Shen Yi didn't care about this matter. At first, he mistakenly thought that he was going to lose his backing, but now seeing Shen Yi being so generous, he felt ashamed. I decided in my heart that no matter what happened next, I would help Shen Yi. The Fearless Empire was ineffective in attracting Shen Yi, and many team members gathered together to discuss how to target Shen Yi. Some people think that there is no need to hold on to this matter, it will only cause great harm to Shen Yi. Because of this sentence, the people of the Fearless Empire are at odds and disagree. Shen Yi didn't know that he would cause such a lot of discussion in the Fearless Empire, but instead he was entangled in how to deal with it. More want to know every word the other party said, in the end will not come true. 53%. Chapter 214 Building Robots. For a long time, Shen Yi thought that it was meaningless to think about it alone. Shen Ling should help him analyze the specific situation of the Fearless Empire. Knowing oneself and knowing the enemy can win 100 battles. Without any understanding, useless panic will not bring the slightest help at all. Shen Ling, investigate the specific situation of the Fearless Empire. Hearing these words, Shen Ling didn't understand why he suddenly started to investigate the Fearless Empire. The Fearless Empire is a terrifying existence, and Shen Ling hoped that he would not touch each other. You better not approach the Dreadnought Empire lightly, it is a terrible guild. 35. Shen Yi understood what Shen Ling was worried about, but it was the Fearless Empire who found him. It's not that I want to trouble the Fearless Empire, it's that they came to me in person to win me over. Shen Ling looked at Shen Yi's helpless look and understood what situation he was in. If it is not helpless, how could it be related to those people in the Fearless Empire? Shen Ling began to analyze the opponent's strength, and made a surprising discovery. It was found that the Fearless Empire had commanders of the same level as Shen Er. Knowing this, the original anxiety in my heart disappeared immediately. After all, the previous Shen Er was not Shen Yi's opponent. Don't worry, the commanders of the Fearless Empire are not your opponents, but they do have quite a few followers, and it's still a bit difficult to fight them rashly. Although Shen Yi was not too worried, hearing this news was like a reassurance. I know that although my strength is stronger than the opponents, the Fearless Empire will definitely not be one-on-one. 99. Shen Yi has thought about these worries countless times in his mind, but he has not yet come up with a suitable solution. Have you thought of a suitable solution? I believe that when you refused to cooperate with the other party, you had already considered how much danger you would face. Shen Ling knew that Shen Yi was not a person who rejected others at will, and he must have been mentally prepared before doing these things. Since they're not going to play one-on-one with me in the first place, it's better to win in numbers and I can get a big advantage. Even though this method is somewhat invincible, the threat of the other party has already made me feel very unhappy, and I must let the other party learn some lessons. Shen Ling watched Shen Yi prepare to win in numbers, and had some curious and specific actions. If you want to gain more followers in a short period of time, you will give the other party an opportunity, and at that time, it may be self-defeating and bring Shen Yi more trouble. I think it's a clear move to increase the number, but have you ever thought about how to get more followers in a short period of time? Shen Yi smiled lightly at his proposal. Every word Shen Ling said was reasonable, but he had other ideas. It's possible to find some pairs of followers in a short period of time, although it's difficult, but I didn't think about finding some players. Shen Ling was shocked, not knowing what the other party was going to do, and couldn't help but worry. Then how do you win in numbers? This is not something that can be achieved by just talking about it. You need to be fully prepared. Backquote. I'm going to build some combat robots that will not only have super combat power in a short period of time, but also be easy to control. 35. After all, the situation was special, and Shen Yi was afraid that the people he was looking for belonged to the fearless empire. That is to bring wolves into the room and add a lot of trouble to yourself. Shen Ling agreed with this method, and looked at Shen Yi, worried about his energy. Building some combat robots, although it's not very difficult, also requires a lot of energy. Shen Yi, do you have it now? Shang Nuo Mo Jiao spent so much energy in one upgrade of the protective cover, and it is not clear how much energy Shen Yi has collected until now. Manufacturing a combat robot is also an energy-intensive thing. Don't worry, enough is enough. These days, Shen Yi always finds ways to collect some energy in his spare time to prepare for emergencies. After the last energy shortage, Shen Yi has learned a profound lesson. Seeing Shen Yi's steadfast appearance, Shen Ling helped Shen Yi start to build a fighting robot. The production process was very fast, and Shen Yi did not stop to rest. 54%. Chapter 215 Repel easily. We can take a break in the middle. There is no need to be in such a hurry. Even if the fearless empire launches an attack, it must be well deployed. Shen Ling watched Shen Yi for more than an hour, constantly making combat robots on the line, and was a little worried that he couldn't bear it. But for some reason, Shen Yi always felt that the other party would attack him soon. Only when you are fully prepared can you deal with the other party's fluke mentality, and things will only get more serious in the future. I always feel that the other party will definitely not give me time to prepare this time. Having an S-class protective cover has made them fearful enough, and when Shen Yi is in control, it will only be a big trouble. Shen Yi's followers also want to help as much as possible after learning about it. The previous troubles were because we wanted to promote our status and brought you unnecessary competition. This time we will help you no matter what. 5. Mengxin, who had not followed Shen 947 Yi for a long time, also stepped forward. Even if it didn't help much, she wanted to do her best. Seeing that his followers are willing to follow him, Shen Yi was very moved. He had made so many fighting robots, but he had not considered them. Apart from the fighting robots built by himself, plus these followers, it is easy to defeat the Dreadnought Empire. Shen Yi didn't know when the Fearless Empire attacked. I can feel the thoughts of all of you, but I can't always wait here for the Fearless Empire to attack me. Everyone has their own life, and everything follows. After that, Shen Yi hurriedly went offline. He had spent a lot of time on this matter. The next day, Shen Yi AHDG had just logged on to his account when he saw the Fearless Empire attacking him. Shen Ling was shocked when he saw this situation. He didn't expect the other party to be so quick. They really don't give you the slightest time to prepare, so they can't wait to launch an attack. Shen Yi, on the other hand, was in a state of peace of mind. Since the other party was going to attack him, it was only a matter of time. Since they have attacked me, how can I not resist? Don't worry, it's fine. After Shen Yi finished speaking, he quickly appeared to meet the enemy, and Wu Wei looked at his fearless appearance, but smiled faintly. You don't think you can beat us even if you are a little weaker than me in numbers. The people brought by the Fearless Empire are basically experts, and it is more than enough to fight against Shen Yi. It is precisely because of this confidence that Fearless will attack suddenly. Shen Yi looked at the confident look of the other party and smiled faintly, and there really was no followers. There are not as many people as the other party, which did not hit him. Instead, he was even more confident. Just as he was preparing to confront the Fearless Empire, the followers of Shen Yi also rushed over. I'm so sorry, we were late because they attacked at the wrong time and didn't give us a chance to prepare. Followed by a large area, it is unnecessary to see that Shen Yi has so many followers, and the combat robots have a great advantage in numbers. His face was a little ugly, but he kept cheering. Even if Shen Yi had a big advantage, he couldn't possibly be their opponent. What if there are these followers? They are not our opponents at all. As soon as he finished speaking, Fearless ordered his subordinates to attack Shen Yi, and the two forces were mixed together. Shen Yi was like a flexible whip, constantly changing positions in the crowd. Wherever he went, the man must have lost his fighting power and lay dying on the ground, with no intention of taking his life. Shen Yi's terror made many people in the Fearless Empire start to fear, thinking that there is no need to offend such a great god. Even if they can't be a member of their lineup, as long as they don't fight tit for tat, there will always be a lot less trouble. I think even if Shen Yi doesn't want to join our team, there's no need to be so aggressive. It's better to have a good relationship with the other party. Fearless watched some people start to get scared, some get angry, and try to threaten those people, without much result. In the end, the fearless empire still failed to defeat Shen Yi, so it had to keep its strength and retreat. The failure this time made Wu Wei feel very embarrassed, and he didn't want to admit that his skills were inferior to others. Instead, he shied the responsibility on Shen Yi. 54%. Chapter 216 One-on-One Duel. This time, it's not that we underestimate the enemy. Instead, Shen Yi learned our information and knew how many people would go, and specially prepared more people than us. Others in the guild lowered their heads when they heard Wu Wei's defense, not knowing what to do for a while. They are very clear about the status of the fearless empire, but this time it is really inferior to others, and it will be a complete failure. Now that all the responsibilities are put on Shen Yi's body, after all, I feel a little embarrassed to answer. Fearless saw that none of the other members of the guild spoke, and always felt that this time was too embarrassing, and he had to save his face. Since everyone has no opinion on this matter, Shen Yi has to say the same to the outside world. Looking at the fearless and stubborn appearance, the players in the guild can only keep calm and not let the emotions on their faces change too much. Quote. In the end, in order to stay in the Dreadnought Empire, they did what Dreadnought asked them to do. Fearless shouts soon appeared on the public screen. Our fearless empire is such a powerful existence, we will not lose to Shen Yi at all, but because Shen Yi is victorious, not martial. 35. Suddenly attracted a lot of players. Many people are very curious about this matter, and some people hold the mentality of watching the play. No, players who can have an S-class protective cover must be very powerful. How can they use abnormal means? 99. No wonder I learned that Shen Yi won the victory by other means, the eternal god of the fearless empire. Seeing the messy content on the public screen, Shenling became worried. Shen Yi, hurry up and take a look. The public screen has become a mess, and many people think that you are distorting the facts by using more to bully the less. Shen Yi was doing tasks to get more energy, and didn't pay attention to the situation on the public screen at all. It was only after Shen Ling's reminder that he caught his attention, and Shen Yi was a little disdainful when he found out that Fearless was distorting the facts. After all, he had a clear conscience about this matter. It's okay, I have a clear conscience about this matter, and there is no need to explain too much. Seeing Shen Yi like this, Shen Ling calmed down, thinking that Shen Yi should come forward and explain. Not explaining it clearly will only make more and more players begin to suspect this matter. It can not only bring a chance to hype the fearless empire, but also make Shen Yi lose his majesty. You still explain on the public screen, you can't let the fearless empire slander you like this. If Shen Yi really goes on like this, it will only make things worse. Facing his reminder, Shen Yi was silent for a long time, also thinking that an empire came to find trouble for him first, and he should not be afraid of it at any time. This matter is completely the fearless empire turning black and white, unwilling to accept its own failure. Fearless got some advantages at first, and thought that Shen Yi was afraid and unwilling to come forward to clarify. Now seeing Shen Yi appear and explain the truth, I can't help but feel a little annoyed. 0. Katakana middle dot flowers katakana middle dot katakana middle dot katakana middle dot. If it weren't for your numerical superiority, how could we have failed? Shen Yi looked at Wu Fan and was not afraid at all, but the more he spoke, the more courageous he became. In order to prove the strength, it is better to compare the reality one-on-one, which is also very fair. The fearless empire is full of dissatisfaction with this matter. Why don't we do one-on-one? One-on-one is always not unfair. 35. Wei Wuxian didn't expect Shen Yi to say such a thing. He was a little unconfident, but Shen Yi's strength was still in his eyes, and it was not that easy to defeat him. Many players watching the fun saw the fearless appearance, thinking that he was just a little tangled, afraid that he would lose face to the Wu Wei Empire after losing. The fearless empire is so powerful, and the masters gathered together. How could it not be Shen Yi's opponent? It is necessary to destroy Shen Yi's prestige. Some people are jealous that Shen Yi can get such a big advantage, and they are resentful in their hearts, hoping that the fearless empire can teach Shen Yi a lesson. Fearless was still struggling with what to do, and so many people strongly supported him. Once he rejects Shen Yi's proposal, it is equivalent to making up what he said before, and it is true that it is not Shen Yi's opponent who will fail. Taking into account all aspects of the situation, he still chose to agree to Shen Yi's proposal and agreed to one-on-one. You said so, how could I not be with you, just? 1. 54%. Chapter 217 Acknowledging Shen Yi's strength. The appearance of Fearless shrinking under fairness made many players start to speculate, as if something would happen that made Fearless even fear. Some people even started to speculate whether Shen Yi was going to use some bad means to defeat him. Did you say that Shen Yi was going to be preparing for a one-on-one on the surface, but in fact he was going to follow along? Those followers couldn't help but start to feel indignant for Shen Yi when they saw the players making up like that. He is obviously an upright person and will not do those sinister things at all. You really don't care about those players. 947. Let them slander you on the public screen at will. How could you let us followers fight against Fearless together? Those newbies even saw this situation for the first time, and they didn't expect such players to exist in the game Interstellar Survival. It simply affects the real experience of the game. Shen Yi understands that they are for himself. I'll figure it out myself. Shen Yi had just finished speaking, and he had already seen the follower talking on the public screen. For a guild such as the Fearless Empire, why does it have to target Shen Yi? 39. The one-on-one initiative proposed by Shen Yi, how could he do something bad? However, what those followers said on the public screen did not bring Shen Yi any help, but added some unnecessary troubles. Many players think that followers will speak for Shen Yi at this time, and it is inevitable that they will not take action when they really compete with Fearless. Shen Ling felt the change in Shen Yi's mood, but those followers didn't have any malice at all. They just wanted to help Shen Yi solve these troubles. They didn't expect that it would become self-defeating and bring more troubles. Those followers don't have any malice at all. They are all for you. I'll figure it out myself. After Shen Yi finished speaking, he ignored Shen Ling who was on the side, knowing that if things became like this, there would naturally be a suitable solution. In any case, it will not allow the Dreadnought Empire to take advantage of it against itself. Don't worry about all of you. We will compete in the competition venue when the time comes, and everyone can come over. Where are so many players? Shen Yi can't buy all the players at once. Fearless didn't expect that Shen Yi could be so calm in the face of so many people's targeting. A member of the Fearless Empire came forward at this time and took the initiative to speak up. We believe in your character, but these followers will inevitably appear at inopportune times. If you didn't speak just now, they may have appeared to refute you. 5. Shen Yi knew that now they were blindly following them in order to make him lose them. One-on-one, I won't let followers participate, and everyone can rest assured about this. In the face of Shen Yi's sworn assurance that everyone's worries disappeared, they soon agreed on a time. Are you serious? If you want to be Fearless one-on-one, maybe he will do some small tricks at that time. Shen Ling didn't understand what he was thinking. How could he believe in Fearless Zero? Shen Yi felt that Fearless would not be like this, and rushed to the competition venue in a hurry, where Fearless was already waiting for him. Why did you come? I've been waiting here for a long time. Seeing how he was unwilling to let go of him every minute and every second, he was not prepared to be brooding, but now other thoughts have arisen in his heart. I don't know what the president said. It's possible that you came here in advance and did something unknown on the scene. Some members of the Fearless Empire were immediately displeased, thinking that what Shen Yi said was going too far and was completely sullying them. Seeing that the situation became more and more serious, Shen Yi was rather unhappy. Okay, I was just joking, don't worry about it, let's start quickly. Shen Yi and Fearless kept their distance, the two of them showed their weapons, and it was unknown who said a word. It's just to learn from each other. There is no need to take out real swords and real guns, it is better to see who is more powerful with bare hands. 35. The two tacitly put away the interstellar weapon 3.6 and confronted them empty-handed. At the beginning, the sparring between the two was very boring. The waving of the fist seemed meaningless, but it didn't take long to show the gap between the two. Shen Yi got tired of playing, so he quickly dodged, without letting the Fearless touch him. He was shocked to see such a powerful Shen Yi. Even the players present were surprised when they saw such a powerful speed. This is really a godlike existence in interstellar survival. Suddenly, Dreadnought lay on the ground, showing his weapon in a fit of anger. 54%. Chapter 218 Bad Environment. Shen Yi incarnated into a stream of air and hit Wu Wei, who looked at Shen Yi who was unscathed and became angry. He thought that the other party must be able to survive unscathed because of the protective cover, but he did not expect that Shen Ling would not exist at all. In the end, the words on his lips had to be taken back, and he lowered his head without saying a word. He really couldn't beat him. Previously, I could find a reason to prove my failure, but now there is no reason to cover it up. In desperation, he had to stand on the stage and admit Shen Yi's strength in front of many players. This time, it's really my problem. I have to admit the strength of Shen Yi's strength. Seeing the Fearless admit that he is strong, Shenyi secretly rejoiced in his heart. It took so much effort at that time to attract more people's attention. Only when more and more people know Shenyi, can there be many followers. 07. Just after receiving the needless approval, Shenyi turned around and was about to leave. Suddenly being pulled by a pair of hands and unable to move, he turned around and saw Dreadnought pulling himself. With a look of admiration on his face, he was full of vigilance and kept a proper distance from the other party. Don't you want to say again that I did tricks in this competition, in front of everyone? You are too powerful. I am willing to be your follower, and all the members of the Fearless Empire obey your arrangements. The sudden turn of events caught even Shenyi by surprise. Is what you said true? Well, I am convinced of you and willing to become your follower, including the entire Fearless Empire is yours. Shenyi didn't really like people like Fearless, and when he saw the entire Fearless Empire, he was somewhat moved. It is good. The reason why Fearless said the Fearless Empire was just to meet Shenyi's request and let Shenyi agree to himself. Now that I hear Shenyi agree, I am very relieved, and I have enough followers, ready to go to the place. Yaoxing said. Shen Ling, start the spacecraft, let's go to that planet. Only by finding the opal as soon as possible can we do the next thing. Before the opal is found, everything will be very difficult. Seeing how Shenyi was ready, Shen Ling followed his instructions, and soon the spaceship started. Looking at the interstellar space outside the spaceship, he couldn't help but look forward to it. Soon came to the vicinity of the planet, under the protection of the protective cover. The black hole didn't change the spacecraft's trajectory at all. Seeing that the protective cover protected all their safety, Shenyi felt that it was worth the cost. The spaceship stopped steadily on the planet with the opal, thinking that the planet would be full of life. But at the moment when they got off the spaceship, everyone was dumbfounded, thinking that the environment above was too bad. Fearless saw this situation and felt a little helpless, thinking that he was not fully prepared. You didn't come here before and didn't know the conditions on this planet would be like this. The planet was pitch dark, and many pits could be seen, and there was no life at all. Shenyi hadn't thought about this aspect from beginning to end, and Xingyao hadn't told himself before. I really didn't, it was my negligence. Shen Ling wanted to know what Shenyi should do next, and he's already here. Now it's like going back to the spaceship and the energy spent can't be recovered. It's not like the time to upgrade the protective cover. We're here, let the robot search and see if it can find the opal I need. Fearless felt that the environment here was too harsh, they simply couldn't stay here for too long, and it would even be better if they had to go back to prepare. Thinking of these messes, I couldn't calm down for a long time. I think we should not continue to stay here like this. Prepare well, and don't let it go. Fearless knew about opal, but he didn't want to stay here. Shen Ling was very helpless to see that the two of them actually said each other because of this matter. Whether we stay here or not, there will be some losses. There are potholes here, and it is very inconvenient for us to move. The emptiness on the surface of this planet completely affected the emptiness of their vision, including taking action and doing things. It also seemed very difficult. However, many followers who accompanied Shenyi thought that no matter how dangerous it was, since they came here, they should be at ease. Eventually, they started planning how to find opals here. In unfamiliar places, relying on interstellar robots is the safest to prevent bad things from happening. 55%. Chapter 219 Wear protective uniforms. Soon, they dropped a batch of robots down, watching the working robots go down from the spaceship, and their hearts were up and down. The environment here looks so bad, they can't really feel it when they wear protective clothing. There are still some ups and downs in my heart, and there is no way to calm down. Shen Ling felt his unease and spoke to calm his emotions. Don't worry, working robots will definitely be able to work here. Dreadnought on the side was silently watching everything under the spaceship. Those working robots did not respond under the impetus of Shenyi energy. For some reason, those working robots don't move, no matter how much energy is input. Shenyi didn't know why, didn't understand whether it was due to insufficient energy or other reasons, so he looked at Shen Ling who was on the side. Shen Ling didn't know what was going on, but he detected the surrounding situation and found that the air pressure here is much stronger than other places. Not only are the working robots unable to move, they have been here for a long time, and protective clothing can't protect them. Let's go to the ship. Shenyi didn't hear the answer he wanted, and was stunned for a moment. I don't understand why all of them were suddenly returned to the spaceship. with this protective suit on their bodies to protect them at the least, and they were pushed into the spaceship just when they were confused. The air pressure on this planet is too strong, and if we stay here for a long time, the protective clothing on our body may not be able to hold up. 0. Shen Ling explained what he had just done on the spaceship, and hearing him say this, Shen Yi also felt a little depressed. Looking at robots that don't work and wondering how on earth we can start looking for opals. Is there any way to get working robots to work on this planet even if we're on a spaceship? Shen Yi only wants to make robots work here, and nothing is more important than this problem. Shen Ling saw that he was so concerned about this matter, and there was indeed a solution that could allow the robot to work in such a harsh environment in a short period of time. Don't worry too much, there is indeed a solution to this matter, but it cannot meet the conditions for working robots to work here for a long time. The fearless on the side did not speak from the beginning to the end, as if this matter had nothing to do with him. Watching Shen Ling soothe himself, Shen Yi suddenly saw hope and wanted to know what to do next. Is there any way to make working robots work in this harsh environment? Hurry up and say it, don't procrastinate. Shen Yi is full of expectations for this matter, and naturally doesn't want to waste too much time. We can walk normally on this planet wearing protective clothing, as long as we put on protective clothing for working robots. 99. What Shen Ling said was very bland, which itself is a very simple thing. Can robots still wear protective clothing? Shen Yi was a little shocked. He didn't expect the robot to have this function. Shen Ling smiled. It's not that robots have this function, it's just that they are the same as humans. It's not that the robot has this function, it's just that, like as humans, he can wear protective clothing. Now there is no ready-made protective clothing for them to wear, and only some protective clothing can be remanufactured. Where are you wearing? Wu Wei, who had been silent for a long time, suddenly opened his mouth at this time, not understanding how the robot was grotesquely shaped and how to fix it. They all have special places to fix protective clothing to prevent them from being unable to work in some special environments. Instead, Shen Yi didn't care about how to put on the protective suit, he believed in Shen Ling. As long as it is the method he said, Nullies, it is absolutely foolproof and there will be no problems. Did we have any extra protective clothing when we came, and put them on directly? Shen Yi, who didn't want to be slighted, couldn't wait at this time. Although they can wear protective clothing, they want you to reproduce a batch of protective clothing, which is still different from what we wear. 99. Okay, since that's the case, let's start now. As soon as he finished speaking, he had already arrived at a confined space. Because the production of protective clothing requires the use of energy, in other places, it affects the minimum operation of the spacecraft. 55%. Chapter 220 Provide energy, double return. I do not know when the fearless also followed them into this confined space. Seeing that they are about to start making protective clothing, I can't help but get a little worried about Shen Yi's energy. Do you have enough energy? After listening to the words of fearless, I don't know what to say for a while. Although Shen Yi does not have a lot of energy, it is indeed more than enough to make these protective suits. Don't worry, we have considered this issue before we do it, and there will be no shortage of energy. Fearless originally wanted to help them, but now that he heard Shen Yi rejecting him like this, he could only obediently wait for Shen Yi outside. In the process of producing protective clothing, he was extremely surprised. He did not expect that the protective clothing in the mirror would cost him a lot of energy, and he felt a little helpless. Are these protective suits enough for those working robots? 950. When they came, they didn't think too much about it. Most of the robots they brought were working robots, which could help them dig opals. Shen Ling checked Shen Yi's energy and found that in order to make these protective suits, he almost spent all the energy, and there was not much left. But there is no new energy to obtain near here. If something dangerous happens next, Shen Yi seems to be struggling to fight back. How can you use all the energy almost completely, just to make these protective clothing, even if a few pieces of protective clothing are less produced, it is just a few less working robots to go out to look for opals. It won't have much impact, they spend more time here, and it's better than not having the ability to fight back. Fearless stayed outside for a long time, watching them not come out, afraid of what danger they encountered inside. He opened the door and heard the conversation between the two. He stood there motionless, thinking that Shen Yi would have inexhaustible energy. Now it seems that he is thinking too much. He just refused to help himself just because he didn't want to be a drag. Now that the time has come, the fearless chooses to follow Shen Yi, How could it be possible that Shenyi has no ability to fight back, and there may be other places that need to spend a lot of energy? Are you out of energy? I can provide you with energy. Seeing the sudden appearance of Fearless, Shenyi was taken aback, and he was full of defenses against him, afraid that he would do something bad to himself, and he couldn't help but be curious. There should be no way for them to get energy in this place, and Dauntless said at this time that he can provide energy. Guided by concerns and curiosity, Shenyi decided to ask directly. Where do you get your energy from? AHDG, there is nothing around here that produces energy. 35. Shenyi was still a little worried about what Wu Wei said, and he was confused, and Wu Wei understood that Shenyi couldn't believe himself. I only have special means. There are capsules that store energy, which can supplement the energy that the body lacks. I carry some energy capsules with me, from which I can get enough energy to meet your needs, and now I have a dozen or so just for you to use. When Shenyi heard this for the first time, he felt up and down and couldn't calm down for a long time. Shen Ling, is there such a thing? Shen Ling didn't think that Wu Wei actually had this thing, and he was confused and didn't know how to speak. There is indeed such a thing, but you haven't bought it from the mall. You need to buy it in advance and collect energy. After hearing what Shen Ling said, Shenyi breathed a sigh of relief. Fearless took out 4 without hesitation and handed them to Shenyi. These 4 capsules can replenish your energy. Even if you need to use energy next, it is more than enough. If it is not enough, the remaining capsules can also be given to you. 5. Seeing Wu Wei being so generous to himself, Shenyi didn't know what to do for a while. Knowing that these energy sources cannot be accepted in vain, it will take a lot of energy to collect these energy sources in the future no matter what. This time, thank you, and in the future, I will double it back to you. Seeing that he was still a little bit outsider about himself, Wu Wei felt a little messed up in his heart. You don't need to be so polite to me. Since I choose to be your follower, it is only natural to make some contributions in this regard.